Alrighty, YouTube Nunner Empire, what is going down? Welcome back to another video. So Trent Williams was absent and did not practice once again today for the 49ers. Trent Williams being out has clearly killed the 49ers. For some reason, it was initially reported that Trent Williams had a low ankle sprain. Obviously suffered that week 6 against the Cleveland Browns. It was initially reported as a low ankle sprain, but Shanahan talked with reporters, and Shanahan was asked if there is more going on with Trent Williams' injury than just a low ankle sprain, and Kyle Shanahan responded and said, yeah, I think there obviously is. He went on to say how Trent Williams has a lot of history with injuries on that same ankle. This is really bad for the 49ers. Clearly, Trent Williams' injury is a way more severe and serious than I think everybody kind of put it out to be initially when he was hurt in Cleveland. He then went on to say there's a number of things that with how it's taking longer than expected to heal, that it's more than just a low ankle sprain. So I don't know. I mean, clearly it would have came out if there was, a high ankle sprain or a fracture in that ankle. I don't know what's going on. It seems like nobody does know what's going on with Trent Williams' ankle, but it's bad considering he didn't practice yesterday, and everybody kind of assumed and thought that with him not practicing, that it could have been like a Veterans Day off. That is a thing in the NFL where some players get Veterans Days off. Kyle Juszczyk has gotten plenty before, Fred Warner as well. Some of the star players on the 49ers will get free days off of practice, and it's typically the first day back going into a new week, which is typically a Tuesday. But yeah, so he didn't practice yesterday. He didn't practice today, and it's bad news for the 49ers. Obviously, they have 2 more practices before they will fly out to Jacksonville, where they'll be taking on the Jaguars this Sunday. The hope, obviously, surrounding the team and the coaching staff is that Trent Williams will practice tomorrow. To be honest, I can't see him practicing as a full participant tomorrow if he practices at all. Clearly, there's more going on with Trent Williams' ankle than what it was initially reported on. So, yeah, I mean, with Trent Williams, it seemingly is something more serious than just a low ankle sprain, as that was, the initial report of his injury. But, again, it's bad news for the 49ers going into this week versus Jacksonville. The 49ers are in dire need of having Trent Williams out there. The offensive line has not been great with Trent Williams, clearly. I think, as soon as Trent Williams went down and it was expected that he was going to be out, I personally didn't have faith that this 49ers offensive line was going to be completely fine without him. Trent Williams is one of the most important players on the entire 49ers team. That can't be stressed enough. So, yeah, it's bad for the 49ers, again, that he hasn't practiced. Obviously, the hope is that he practices tomorrow. But there's no word on how, serious this injury clearly is. Obviously, with Shanahan saying that it's more serious than just a low ankle sprain, that's not good. If Trent Williams is out on Sunday, that would be, 4 straight weeks, including the bye week. So technically 3 straight games that Trent Williams would be out. And with Brock Purdy, the offensive line hasn't been able to protect Brock Purdy as good as they have with Trent Williams on the field. So it's not good, clearly. I mean, it's a bad situation with Trent Williams as of now. It doesn't, just because he didn't practice yesterday and today doesn't mean that he can't play Sunday. But if he doesn't practice tomorrow, that's a big red flag, because that'll be Thursday. It's going to be. It could also be a situation where it's a pain tolerance thing. I'm sure that's clearly kind of what's going on right now. It's probably Trent Williams could be in a lot of pain, and I'm sure he is. But with it being initially reported as a low ankle sprain, and then now, 3 weeks later, he's not practicing going into week 10, about a month after it happened. It's bad news. It's bad news. But we will see what happens with Trent Williams in that situation. I definitely think as far as, the offensive line and just the offense in general, yeah, we're getting Debo back. Aaron Banks, I talked about this last week. Aaron Banks is dealing with turf toe. He's going to miss a couple weeks. The 49ers offensive line is banged up. And then obviously, here's a new injury. Here's a couple new injuries. Ray McLeod, actually, it's not an injury. He had an illness, and he did not practice today. And then defensive end Drake Jackson was limited today due to a knee issue. So Ray, I'm sure, will be healthy, and he'll play Sunday versus the Jaguars. As far as Drake Jackson, his is not serious at all. He was a limited participant, which is good news. I mean, it's only Wednesday, so I'm sure by Friday, obviously the hope is that he's a full participant in practice. But, I mean, no other injury is more detrimental to this team than Trent Williams' injury right now. Obviously, with the 49ers getting Debo back, that's a good thing, but the 49ers are in dire need of Trent Williams playing, and our offensive line and team in general is much better when he is out there and playing. So the hope is that he does play against Jacksonville, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to predict. Like I said, Kyle believes that it's something a little more serious than just a low ankle sprain. Cross your fingers, because obviously we need him Sunday against Jacksonville. We're going to need him going down the road. If he's out against Jacksonville, so be it. 49ers need to find a way to win no matter what. But I think the biggest thing is with us, with the 49ers and the rest of the NFL gearing up for the second half of the season, this is where the 49ers really need to start winning games. And I personally wouldn't want Trent Williams to play if he's not 100% healthy, especially considering if he re-aggravates that injury, that could keep him out even longer. And that's what the 49ers can't have. He needs to be healthy for the playoffs. He needs to be healthy as possible once we get up to this 7-game stretch, or this tough 7-game stretch coming up after the bye week. So it'll be something to monitor going forward, and I will keep you guys updated. But Trent Williams was a non-participant in practice today, and he didn't practice yesterday. Something to keep an eye out on. The hope is obviously that he can play Sunday versus Jacksonville, but only time will tell if that's a possibility.